Hi bankers, welcome to Adda 24/7. So we are in MCQ series, Cracker MCQ series for CAIIB December 2022 exam. Remember, this is the last exam with the current portion. Next year the portion will change. So attempt this exam at any cost this year only. Okay. Also importantly, we are conducting this batch of ABM, BFM and retail starting from 8th of August. So join it as fast as possible, because after this you won't get any, you'll definitely get a few batches afterwards also, but the important part is this December 22 exam, then later one May 23, we don't know, nobody knows how deep the portion will be, what will be the new portion. Okay, we have solved questions for this, but next year we won't be having, because it will be a new portion. So join this as fast as possible. Okay, before that I would suggest download Adda 24/7 app on your mobile. Also join our Officers Adda YouTube channel. On this app you will get the study material, video lectures, tests, notes, you name it, you have it. Okay, so download it fast. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we are in MCQ series. We are covering all the MCQs related to ABM, BFM and retail. Which of the following is the direct tax? So which of the following is the direct tax? Sales tax, entertainment tax, excise duty and estate duty. So which of them is the direct tax? Direct means what? What do you mean by the word direct tax? Direct tax means that tax in which we fill up the form. Okay, so we fill up the form. Which one? Now see here, do you remember anyone, any of these? Okay, what I'll do is I'll change one option in this, because instead of sales tax we'll make it GST. Okay, GST. Okay, okay, now answer A, B, C and D. Okay, one sec, let me change one more thing. None of the above. Okay, because few things have changed over here of the above. Okay, now tell me what will be the correct answer over here. GST, entertainment tax, excise duty and none of the above. Which is a direct tax? Remember, direct means where we fill up the form. I'll give you an example of this. Income tax. Okay, income tax is a direct tax. Why? Because we fill up the form, income tax return we fill up. Okay, so that's why this is the direct tax. But which GST do you fill up the form? It means whenever you buy any, let's say fridge, a refrigerator, scooter, bike, any toothpaste, you pay GST on that. Do you fill up the form? No. Entertainment tax, you go for this movies, do you fill up the form? No. Excise duty? No. So correct answer is none of the above. Okay, which is the most important source of revenue to state governments in India? State government. Okay, so which is the most important source of revenue? Land revenue, agriculture income tax, this state excise tax, and last one is sales tax. Now we'll make this as GST, because now it has been changed to GST, isn't it? Sales tax has been changed now. So which is the most important source of revenue to the state government now? Land, agri, state, excise and GST. Tick tick fast. Which of the four ones? Here every state is fighting, remember this, with the government, central government. Now we didn't receive this, we didn't receive that, we didn't receive our share, right? So the correct answer is correct, it is D, GST. Why? Because remember, GST is the means the state gets the revenue from GST, and GST is accrues on each and every element which you buy and sell. Okay, it's an indirect tax. So that's why this is the most important source for GST, and second source is land revenue, but this is lesser than GST. Okay, a budget is a summary of. So what is a budget? Proper allocation of resources, income reallocation, resource reallocation and revenue and expenditure. So is this budget exercise a allocation of resources? Means what do you do in budget? Allocation, reallocation means basically what is budget? What is budget? It's a P&L account, profit and loss, right? What is P&L account? P&L account gives what? A, B, C or D? Fast. Now by now you will be knowing, because in JAIIB we have handled this P&L account. So the correct answer is correct, D, right? Revenue and expenditure. A budget deficit refers to the difference between all revenue and expenditure of. So budget deficit, what do you mean by deficit? Deficit means negative. Okay, negative means what? my expenses are more than my income. Okay, when will you be in deficit? When you have a salary of, let's say, 50,000 and your expenses are, let's say, 70,000. So 20,000 from where will you bring? You'll have to bring it from somewhere extra, other sources like loans. Okay, so that you'll have to take. That's the same logic government also follows, isn't it? So budget deficit refers to the difference between all revenue and expenditure of revenue account, increased government expenditure, capital account only, both revenue and capital receipts. So what does it comprise? Only revenue? Okay. What are the income sources of government? There are basically two income sources, revenue and capital. Okay. So I've covered this in details in my earlier lectures also. Kindly follow that. Okay. So in revenue and capital, both are the income sources. So budget will give the details of whatever has been earned through revenue, whatever has been earned through capital. So is this only capital? No. So C is out. Is this only A, revenue? No, that is out. Increased government expenditure. Does it only give about expenditure? No. Okay. So it gives the details of both revenue and capital accounts, whatever has been earned. Okay. So the correct answer is D over here. Okay. Borrowing from capital market is a part of. So what is the borrowing? Now here again I'll come to this part. Capital market, borrowing, revenue budget, capital budget, both A and B, and none of these. Okay. This is out. This is out. Okay. Now you have to answer only between A and B. What is revenue budget? What is revenue source of income? What are the revenue sources of income of government? I'll write it over here. See this. Revenue. Okay. Revenue means there are two revenue sources of government. What? Tax, and second is non-tax. Okay. Tax means what? All the taxes which the government collects. GST, income tax, all the direct taxes. Non-tax means what? Non-tax means which is not a part of tax, but it's a regular source. Fees, various form fees which they collect, fines, various fines which they collect, interest on the loans given. See here, interest on the loans given means government also gives loans to various other governments. So interest earned, I would say, earned. Okay. So that is the revenue source. Now what is the capital source then? Capital source here, capital source, it is of two types again. Okay. Debt and non-debt. Debt, and second is non-debt. Okay. Non-debt. Okay. Debt means what? Getting the loans from various agencies, IMFs, World Bank, PF office, small savings post office, everything. Non-debt means what? Selling. How does the government earn capital? See here, always remember one important part. Capital means once in a blue moon. Once, I would say. Once. This income is received once. And revenue means always. Always, every month the income is received. Like your revenue is your salary. But capital is what? Bonus. Bonus is received once. Similarly for government also. So borrowing from capital market. Borrowing means what? It's a debt type of loan, right? So does the government borrow every now and then? Will the government survive? Pakistan government, Sri Lanka government, are they surviving? So this is a part of one time exercise. So it's a part of B, capital budget. Okay. Okay. Before going ahead, see this batch which is coming up on August 8th. Remember, we'll be covering all numericals, case studies, objective questions, theory. Everything will be covering related to CAIIB this time's portion. Last batch for this time's portion, December 2022 exam. Okay, not last batch, actually last batch of exams. Okay, we'll be conducting few more batches also. You can go for those batches also. Okay, always use this code Y432. This will give you huge discounts. Also see the timings of the batch, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, I'll show you how to use this code at the end. So revenue deficit in India is what? Negative, positive, zero, and none of the above. Means what is revenue deficit? Deficit means what? Government expenses are more than their earnings, right? So revenue deficit is what? Means what is revenue basically? Is it negative or positive in India? Means the gap between the two. It is always negative. Okay, answer is A. Why? Because remember one basic logic. All developing countries, I'll write it over here. All developing countries, okay, countries will always have negative gap. Okay, means expenses will always be more than the income for developing countries. Okay, negative gap means deficit. That's called as deficit. Okay, so all developing countries will always have, developing or developed also, even developed countries have the negative gap only. So the basic answer is negative. Okay, capital deficit in India is what? Capital deficit. Okay, now what is capital deficit basically? Capital deficit means what we buy and what we sell, but that only relates to capital goods. So India's major expense in budget is on what? It's on oil, right? Oil means energy. Okay, so what is oil used for? Is it used for capital or revenue? Means daily expense, is it for daily or one time? I'll keep it more simple, daily or one time. Oil is used on a daily basis. You fill the petrol on a daily basis, right? So this is what daily means. What it comes to revenue, right? So major expense of government is on revenue. So capital is not a major expense. So capital deficit of India is always positive. We don't buy that much capital goods from various countries as much we buy the revenue goods. Okay, means daily goods. Okay. Funds which do not belong to government are. So which are the funds which are not belonging to government? Consolidated fund, contingency fund, public accounts, and none of the above. Which one? See here. Consolidated fund means what? It is the total funds which are received under taxes and non-taxes. Everything, capital account, revenue account, everything which is received is transferred to consolidated fund account. Okay, so this is a part of government. Contingency means what? Whenever there's some huge problem like floods or COVID like situation, okay, then the fund which is kept for emergency, that, but whose funds are those? Who keeps them separate? You and me? No, they are kept by government, so they are again a part of government. So this is government part, this is government part. Public accounts. So what is public accounts? Here the funds which are under public, which are by invested by public. So which all funds are invested by public? It can be PF also, it can be other departments also, where the investment is of the public. So this common public like you and me. So have we given it to the government then? Suppose PF amount. Have you given it to the government? No, you have kept it for yourself. So these funds, do they belong to government? No. So we want do not belong. Do not belong means basically public accounts only, correct? So C does not belong to the government. Government also always takes loans on these public accounts. Remember how? Okay, the PF amount or the postal savings account, right? All those funds belong to the common people. But government uses those funds. How? It's not theirs, but they use it. How? They keep this as a security and buy loans on that. Okay, so that way government utilizes these funds. Which budget in India is passed separately? So which budget is passed separately? Airlines, railways, defense, and atomic. So which one? Airlines, railways, defense, and atomic energy. Okay, one thing I'll change now. There is one twist in this question. Last answer I'll change it. None of the above. None of the above. Okay, because now the things have changed. Earlier it was different. These were in old books. Okay, so earlier railway budget was separately passed in Indian means basically parliament. Okay, now airlines no separate budget, railways no separate budget, defense no separate budget. So the answer is none of the above now. Earlier few years back we had separate railway budgets. Okay, now it's gone. So none of the above is the right answer. Which of the following cannot be influenced by the budgetary policy? Okay, means budgetary policy. What do you mean by budgetary policy? Remember, budget is always a fiscal budget. Fiscal means what the government is going to do in infrastructure, what the government is going to do for the welfare of the public. Okay, so which of the following cannot be influenced by this budget? Power of private monopolies, balance of trade, general level of prices, regional distribution of employment. So which one is the correct answer? power of private monopolies, balance of trade, general level of prices, and regional distribution of employment. Which one? What do you think? A, B, C, or D? I know many of you will be answering what? I know many of you will be answering this regional distribution, because why because all these three things you have heard about it, and this you have not heard about it. So you'll think, okay, this not heard, so this will be the answer. No, D is not the answer. Remember this, because regional distribution of employment can be influenced by the budget. How? If the government tomorrow brings, okay, all the state governments will have to bring new jobs of, let's say, 1 lakh jobs in every state. So regional distribution affected, isn't it, of employment? What cannot be affected? Balance of trade, it can be affected, because after all it's a government policy, right? General level of prices, it can be affected using inflation controlling measures, right? But what about this private monopolies? Can a government affect the private parties? It cannot affect. It can never directly, indirectly it can affect, but directly under the budgetary scheme it cannot affect or cannot hurt or cannot even favor the private policies. Okay, so power of private monopolies cannot be influenced by budgetary policy. Okay, now coming back to this code Y432, okay, I'll show you how to use this code, because earlier I've told you about this budget, okay, and about this class which is going on. So now I'll tell you how to use this code and get the benefit from that. So how to get the benefit? Let's see. Let's go live to Adda 24/7. Okay, one sec. Let me go live. Okay, yeah. Now you are on Adda 24/7. See this. Go live on this. On the front page itself, type adda247.com. On the front page itself, you'll see the JAIIB and CAIIB. Click on JAIIB and CAIIB. Here you'll see the JAIIB, CAIIB Mahapack and CAIIB November, December English batch. Okay. You can go for either of these, but I would always suggest go for this Mahapack. Why? Because here, what is Mahapack? Mahapack is like the OTT platform subscription which you take. On that OTT platform, suppose let's say you take the subscription of Hotstar for, let's say, next 6 months. What happens? Whatever program comes on that Hotstar for next 6 months is visible to you. Similarly, once you take this Mahapack, whatever batches come within next 5-6 months up to the expiry of your period, all the batches will be visible to you. Okay, and about this English batch, this is the batch which I was talking of, okay, which is starting on August 8th. So click over here, look at this batch. I'll go in details for this batch. See this. This is 17999 batch. This batch, go for it. Now you'll see the details of this batch, whatever will be taught. Just now I have explained you the points, but importantly 120 plus hours of ABM, BFM and retail, regular intensive practice, recorded videos available. Then expertise will be available. You can ask the question up to last day. So all these things are available at what fees? 17.99? No. Click on view offers. Look at the view offers and look at what this discount you get. Put the code Y432, apply. Now look at the offer. See this 80% offer. Grab it immediately. 80%. 80% won't be available. If you have app downloaded, you will get 1 more % extra using the coins, so you will get roughly 81%. So 17,999 reduces to 3,599. Now 3,599, if you reduce it and if you clear CAIIB, even if you get an increment of 1000 into 4, within 4 months you will recover everything, isn't it? So go for it. It's an investment for lifetime. Okay, so I'll stop over here. Tomorrow again I'll come up with the new MCQs.